Welcome to another session of Chiz Tips. I'm your host, Alexander Chisley, and today we're going to learn how to design a brown lunch bag. For materials today, of course, you'll need a brown bag, pencils, eraser, markers, any type of markers will do, color pencils, and of course, Sharpie for outlining, and some type of image for a reference. Today, continue with my theme. I am going to do another nostalgic cartoon from the 80s. And the topic, as you're seeing, was He-Man, Masters of the Universe. So that's the reference I'll be working from today as we're completing this brown bag. So let's go ahead and get started. After you got all your materials out, your first step is simply to draw out the image. Just some Chiz tips for that. You want to use basic shapes and lines. Draw general to specific. You want to make sure that you are drawing light to dark. And this is just for construction lines. And then at the very end, you want to refine your lines, make them darker for detail. And remember, drawing is nothing more than a series of corrections. So if something's wrong, something don't look right, simply erase it and just keep making the shapes of the lines until it looks correct. So let's go ahead and get started. So He-Man is very square as far as shape. So that's the shape I'm going to use to start off with his hair and his face and his body. So I'm going to use a large square here at the top. Represent his face. Triangles for his traps. And then another square down here. And as you see, I'm drawing lightly. I'm quickly just putting down all of the lines that I see that are important. Doing a general shape for his hair, a wig. And again, I'm just using lines and shapes. That's the quickest way to construct. Also with brown bags, for my daughter, I always put her name at the end. So I'm going to use the Master of the Universe font, and I'm going to draw her name at the top for her to take it so they know whose lunch bag it is. All right, so once you have generally sketched out the construction lines, you want to start chipping away, adding details, going general to specific, large to small. So as you see, I labeled all the large shapes first, and now I'm about to go back in and refine those with smaller lines and more details. And like I said, I'm going to draw and make corrections until it feels right to me, so I capture the essence of the image. Like I said, it's okay to make mistakes. If you make a mistake, you simply erase it. Again, drawing is nothing more than a series of corrections. And the key to become a great artist is really just practice and repetition. So if you are willing to just look at your mistakes, draw what you see, not what you think you see, the image will eventually come from it. So that is the secret on how to draw. It's really just resolve and being critical with a critical eye and learning how to see. All right, so again, I'm gonna quickly render out what else I see here. This process shouldn't take too long. It should be very loose. You wanna just get down the shapes really general. I know it looks real scribbly at this point, but I promise it'll look refined and clean later. And I'm always looking at the reference. So the reference is not on screen, but I am continuously looking at it here, making sure that I have everything right as I am constructing the figure. All right, I'll put the eyes in here. And don't worry if it's not perfect. You're going to go back in with your Sharpie and refine it anyway when it's all said and done. So if there's some lines that you feel like need to be corrected, or you feel like there's a line that you made wrong, when you do your final pass with a Sharpie, you can make those corrections that you deem are necessary for the illustration. Okay, so we got his neck here. I'll move his shoulders back to about right here. All right, there you have it. So I have everything all constructed and ready to go. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and outline the image with a Sharpie. And then the last phase is coloring. The very last step that I'll do is that you'll see at the end, just so I don't have to repeat myself later, is just putting my daughter's name at the top so she could take it for lunch. All right, so start with the eyes. Another random chiz tip that I always do is I like to work around the whole image going from right to left. A common mistake I see a lot of my students do is work at one side of the image for a very long time, like the right side, and then they don't put as much effort into the other side, and it's compromised a little bit. So make sure that you're always working around the whole image when you're doing any illustration. Even as I'm refining and putting those last major details in, I'm still looking at the image making sure that I am capturing, like I said, the essence of the character. And now we're just going to do the hair here. And there you have it. So that outline is done. I'll write her name up here and then I'm going to color. And again, I'm looking at a reference for the to write her name. Okay, so after you have your outline done and you refine the details with a Sharpie, then you go into coloring. As you see, I put the name at the top for my daughter so she can take that to school. And now we're going to go ahead and just color. And then once you color, you will be done. So just take some markers and kind of color away. It doesn't have to be exact. I just take what matches the closest to it and I just kind of color the stuff in. The brown bag, because it might not be as saturated, it'll come in tone a little bit. With alcohol-based markers and brown bags, they don't blend as well. So I've done this project with alcohol-based and with Crayola. I would definitely say use Crayola a little bit. The pigmentation will pop a little bit more. As you see with alcohol-based markers, it does more of a color stain to it. So what you're gonna see me do with this particular project is you're gonna see me come in with color pencil and make it pop a lot more so you can see how color works in this type of situation. Okay. So let me outline the name, and then this one, you're gonna see me rework kind of the whole image with color pencil. Also, another trick that I always advise is it's okay to rotate your paper to get straight lines. So if you're like trying to figure out how to get something at a certain angle, it's okay to just rotate that paper so you can get the angle that you're looking for. I do that often. Even digital artists, they'll like hit the little reverse button or the rotate button so they can draw from different angles. So they make sure that everything looks even. Like I said, you're gonna see me go in here and just add a little bit of color pencil just to make it pop a little bit. And there you have it. All right, thank y'all for tuning in. Be blessed and keep drawing. You have a good one.